Devon. Okay. Okay, it is recording. I'm going to go ahead and share screen. Okay.
All right. It is 6:01. I will call this meeting to order.
All right, roll call. Chair Marie Hotta.
Here.
Vice Chair Dina Olberding.
Here.
Maggie Burns.
Here.
Luke Curtis. Kyle Davenport. Edie Hughes.
Here.
Amy Wilson.
Here.
And City Council Liaison Chelsea Noonenkamp.
Present.
And absent, we have Dina Phelps and Inglewood School Liaison Devon Williams. And staff, we have Director of Parks, Rec, Library and Golf, Christina Underhill.
We need to do approval of the minutes. Yeah, I'll motion to approve the minutes.
I'll second.
Yeah, all those in favor of approving the minutes from last month?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right.
And Debbie Tim Dodge just joined the meeting too.
Oh, okay.
Deputy City Manager.
Hi.
Hello.
Am I correct that we do not have reports this month?
So we will give you updates in January to close out 20.
All right, cool. So no reports. Our budget is still zero, but we will be back in action in January. All right, move to new business.
All right, so we have had a staffing change in the library at the beginning of December. We had a change in our library management team. We're in the process of evaluating the positions and then also enhancing positions. So we are going to be recruiting for a library director that would report to me still to be at about a deputy director level, but that's a common title for library heads across the state. So we'd like to elevate that position and then also hire a manager to assist the director. The rest of the team is in place. So that's our 2025 project. We actually should see the library director position posted before the end of the year. Hoping to do interviews probably late January, early February. So it may be an opportunity for one or two of you to sit on a interview panel if you're interested, to help us pick the new house staff here at the library. So in the interim, former library director has returned, Dorothy Hargrove. She oversaw this library for quite a while and then moved up in rankings here at the city and made it all the way to an interim city manager at one point. So she's very knowledgeable of this library. She's going to help us keep it up and running and meeting with the staff all through January, February, and March.
Well, I mean, I would like to ask if there's any other information we can have. You know, from my perspective, it seemed like things were moving in a very positive direction with staff. I realize there's a lot of other considerations. So I would like to know if there's just any other information that we can have to, I guess, just, it seemed very sudden.
Yeah.
And so was curious about that. And then two, as far as having a deputy director and a manager, I believe Beth's position was manager.
Correct.
So, okay, maybe you could just explain a little bit why the change there, because that seems like also, I don't know if that other deputy director position was open and we just, okay.
This is a new role for the library to have a library director. It was a former organizational system that we had in the library, and then it changed over the years to manager leading the library, and the director position was eliminated. But after we've analyzed, the different staffing levels that we have here, having somebody at the director level that can do council reports and work with other libraries in Colorado on a regular basis and build collaboration and community support, work with the schools, is really where we're headed. So we need somebody that's a little bit higher than a manager to do, implementation of the strategic plan when that comes out, and provide direction for the library at a different level. And the manager will focus more on the staffing and the day-to-day portion. Mm-hmm. So I think that was one of the challenges, is the day-to-day, ensuring the library is up and working, functioning, and then also doing the higher level long range planning was always a challenge to get to. So, yeah, the change was sudden, but, it was a while in the making, so.
I'm going to change my speaker for a second. I noticed Tim is coming through on my computer and not. Tim, can you hear us that way? No.
I can hear you. I've been able
Oh.
to hear you totally fine the whole time.
Okay. Okay, I think we'll get clearer recording that way. The other one was recording, but this way it's
Perfect.
through the room.
The one thing I just wanted to ensure, I've noticed a lot of closures because of obviously the staffing issue and wanted to see if we can anticipate.
Sure, that's a good
Yeah.
question. So we are moving to holiday hours starting Monday. So we'll be closing at 5 Monday through Sunday for the last 2 weeks in December. And then, and I believe that goes through January 5th, so the first week in January. At this point, we're working on our staffing for January, February, and March to see where we have gaps. We have other staff through the city that are filling in those gaps, like Debbie's gonna be working here on Saturday. I've been spending a lot of time, like I'm person in charge tonight, so if I have to run out, I will, and you have to remember. But a lot of our PRLG team, the Parks Rec Library and Golf team, is really stepping up to help out and fill in where we can, to keep the library up and moving as best as possible. We have had to close early, due to sickness, people leaving, I think Saturday, no, Saturday.
Yeah,
Closed early. And that was because we were at minimum staffing levels, and then we had somebody unfortunately have to leave sick that day and staffing levels. So goal is to stay open, regular hours as best as possible, but there may be challenges just with illness and other things going around. Yeah,
And it opens at
9:30 Monday through Thursday, yeah. Right.
And so will there be a new, so I'm sure there's a new search. Is it a national search for a deputy director, or is this
We
something?
will be posting the national sites like the ALA, PLA, the library sites, and there's a handful that actually Tim has helped do some research, finding all the different job posting sites that can recruit not only locally, but nationally as well.
Are we hoping that with some of the restructuring, it'll be more enticing for people, not enticing? The goal will be to have people stay much longer here.
That's an element. We're actually doing a decent job right now with part-time staff. We haven't had major turnover. We just lost 2, because they one's having a baby. And so she left, for that, but she was part-time. And then, the other one, he needed health insurance. And so he found a job that would provide that for him, but he absolutely loves this library and said if there's a full-time opportunity that he would qualify for, he'd want to come back because he does like the library. So those are sometimes the challenges that we're facing, but yeah, the goal is to keep staff for their career and stay a while because that helps with consistency of services and programs.
What is part-time?
Part-time,
How many
it's
hours?
typically about 25 hours a week.
Okay,
No benefits. They do get sick and vacation time though, but no health insurance.
And just to be clear, these 2 roles are filling 2 vacancies, correct? The total FTE in the library is not changing.
19.5 it remains at, yes. Yep.
And as you're restructuring the roles that are no longer filled, and then the new roles, are there any responsibilities that are shifting, people who maybe were more
Yes.
library focused versus now they're more administrative focused? And is there gonna be other implications or impacts within the library?
We're not anticipating a whole lot of change, that especially patrons shouldn't notice any change whatsoever. But at the timing, it's decent timing because we're kind of in transition to the new year. And so some of those administrative things will pick up in the new year. But like I said, we have our former library director back and she's very familiar with the city and has hit the ground running already. So and Carrie Watson, who's our patron experience supervisor, has really stepped up and taken on some additional responsibilities with the staff and has been doing a wonderful job. So yeah, she's been great.
My other thought was, I think it would be great to have members of this board on the panel, but maybe also to weigh in on the profile. Obviously, you want a job description and all of the technical things, but they have a lot of experience around what kind of person can be successful in the
Sure.
library, and so it might be a resource as well for the team.
Yeah, good.
do we lose 2 people?
2, yeah.
Oh, okay. I wasn't
2
sure.
and 3 part-time. We just filled one of the part-time roles. So earlier this month, we had 5 vacancies.
Thank you, Christina. We appreciate you,
Yeah, of course.
doing what you can to keep things
Definitely.
as stable as possible.
We know this library is very important for our community and
Yes,
be open.
all right. Strategic plan update.
Yeah, so a couple updates on that. I believe last month it was either last month or the month before you approved days, in service days. So we, myself and Dorothy met with, Very Dunn team, and we're not gonna close that day fully on the 10th. It will be an in-service day in the morning from 9 to 1, and we'll open the library at 1 o'clock too.
Which, in January.
In January 10th, yeah. So then we'll reopen for regular library business, so 1 to 5 will be open on that Friday. They'll be here to present staff with some additional information. I did meet with them and we talked about the survey that's out there, and I was asking like, where are we at, how many responses? They have 172 responses.
Mhm.
They would like a few hundred responses to get accurate data. And so our parks team just dropped yard signs in all our parks. We know that with the nice weather coming up for the holiday,
Yeah.
people are gonna use our parks, so perfect locations for that. We're gonna do email blasts after the first of the year, along with a lot of social media posts to try to encourage people to fill out that survey so we can get additional data. We also put an A-frame out as you leave tonight. You may see on the one side, it will have the QR code for the survey. So we hope as people come and go, pick up their holds before the holiday, they'll take a shot of that and fill out the survey as well. So that's what's going on that. We are working with our GIS team to get some data for Very Dunn related to drive time and walkability of the library where it currently sits. And so that's where we're at. We're still anticipating having the strategic plan done around April timeframe. So it hasn't really skipped a beat, but we knew there'd be a lag in holiday time just with consultants and stuff, so.
I find that like in anything I do, a personal ask is the best way to get people to do the survey. So I would say like all of us, please do a personal ask to anyone you know, but also could the circulation desk do more personal
Definitely.
asks on that?
For sure, that's a
Okay.
good suggestion.
Yeah, well, not just the circulation,
Yes.
but all of the desks.
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
and we have the comment cards and the QR codes there too, so feel free to take a stack, and if you're in holiday gatherings with local residents, invite them to participate.
I kind of feel like when I'm standing at that, I'm like, whatever, they're all always there. So I
Sure.
think that
It's just you can only access it through the QR code.
there's a
From that way, the QR code's the easiest way to get to it without having to type in a link, but we also have comment cards, so if you don't want to do the survey, but you want to leave a comment about the library, something you love, something you don't like, you're welcome to do that as well, and we are gathering that data and screenshotting and sending it to the consultants to input that data as
I thought
well.
the bookmarks were great too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we still have a lot of those too, so we'll bring some more in January. In fact, I can grab more after the meeting if anybody's interested in those and give it to you. So pass it on. Okay, great Christmas present.
Yeah, everyone loves a survey for Christmas.
Definitely.
If you're on Santa's naughty list.
All right. That's it.
That's it.
Staff's choice.
Well, happy holidays. Thank you all for serving on the library board over this last year. And a couple of you came on later, but this is a great board to be on and exciting things happening for our library with the strategic plan coming out. So I appreciate you all and the time you volunteered for many things this year, from the book sales to different events too. So thank you. We appreciate you and we look forward to 2025.
Any board members' choice things? Chelsea, do you have anything?
I know, just echo Christina's gratitude. We just closed, board meeting tuition application. I don't think we have any vacancies on. We have one.
Yeah.
Excuse me, so you'll have a new member and then they reopen in February. So if someone missed it and you know someone who would be good at something else going forward, keep that in mind.
I appreciate all of you too. Thanks for being there.
And well, thank you for being our president. Thank you. Elevated you to president.
No.
Yes, that's excellent.
All right, well, the fastest library board meeting of all time. Thank you all for taking the time to be here tonight. It is 14 minutes, we'll adjourn.
Cool.
Thank you, Tim.
Have a good night, everyone. Happy holidays.
Darn. Thank you, Jen.
Tim just popping.